This is not a lockdown. People keep calling it a lockdown. Not just the general public like you and me, but I've heard the news call it a lockdown when it is absolutely not a lockdown. These are stay-home orders for non-essential business and non-essential jobs. Lockdown just rolls off the tongue a lot easier than stay home or stay home, stay safe, which sounds absolutely stupid to say, but these are stay-home orders. They want you to limit your travel. This is not a vacation. The governor of Nevada said it in his press conference when he announced his 30-day stay-home order.
This is not a vacation.
This is not a vacation. They don't want people to gather in large groups. Birthday parties and backyard barbecues, unless with members of your household, are no more for the time being. No more going out to events. They're all canceled or postponed. Even the funeral homes are affected by this. It's crazy. The social distancing thing is a foreign concept to people, but it is not a lockdown. That would mean that there's a cop sitting at the end of every street, or a National Guardsman, or a soldier, or Marine patrolling the street or guarding an area. They'd be ready with a gun to shoot you if you walked out of your house or attempted to enter a restricted area. If the street should be vacant because of a curfew and you didn't have official business to be out, for example, you were in the medical field and you were reporting to work, they're going to stop you, arrest you, and throw you in jail. That is a lockdown. This is not a lockdown. Residents are being asked to practice social distancing and to stay home whenever possible and minimize what they do in public to minimize the spread of COVID-19 so our medical system can get caught up. We are trying to buy time to be able to figure out a way to deal with the virus better. We are being asked to do this to limit the spread, and people are disregarding it everywhere, not just in my state. Some are not taking it seriously. They think this is time off work. It is more than that, but it is not a lockdown. If it gets bad to a point in some places, maybe cities, maybe counties, maybe even an entire state, the government may try to enforce an actual lockdown. It's going to be difficult to enforce the broader the area that it is imposed on. There are not enough law enforcement and military to cover everything. Right now, these are all measures that are mostly voluntary. The police are more likely to give you a warning than a ticket or arrest you. If the order says you can travel to work because your job is essential, or you can go to the grocery store or walk your dog, then it is not a lockdown. It could be a situation where the government does more than just threaten to fine you or threaten to put you in jail for 90 days, but they actually start doing it. It could become a situation where you might start seeing patrols and might start seeing roadblocks, where you better have papers in order to travel for sure, where some buildings are being guarded. We aren't there yet. The whole thing about the National Guard stopping people from New York from going into Connecticut and Rhode Island has been blown out of proportion. They are stopping them and asking the out-of-state visitors to self-quarantine for 2 weeks once they get to their destination. They are going door to door in those states, checking on out-of-state residents and reminding them to self-quarantine. People will not comply. The virus will spread. I am not saying detaining people for interstate travel is a lawful thing to do, but for some, just knowing that the police or the National Guard will greet them at the border will deter them from entering and possibly contain the spread. So if the rumors or threats get some people to act responsibly, is that good? What about the fear it creates? It's not a lockdown. We don't want it to turn into a lockdown. We don't want to see martial law. If there's rioting in a city and it's out of control and the police cannot deal with it, they will call in the National Guard. It's been done in the past. With regard to the number of cases of COVID-19, some places are pretty bad right now. If they get more out of control, they may try to enforce some sort of lockdown. They will be trampling all over people's liberties. I don't see it happening very many places in America, but it could happen in some urban areas until things get better. If that's what you want to see, keep acting the way you're acting. Keep ignoring the stay-at-home orders. Keep spreading rumors and getting people more panicked. Lots of people have anxiety because they're not getting answers. They are looking anywhere for answers, and the rumor mill is a source of answers for them. I partially blame our government for not being more transparent. They can be more transparent. That would help reduce people's fear, and they could dispel all of these false rumors that are out there all over mainstream media and social media. I think the citizens would be more engaged in the effort to slow down and deal with the virus if they just got straight answers. Put politics and money to the side. Take care of the people in the short term and get us back to normal as soon as possible and leave our liberties alone as much as possible. The public needs to be willing to comply with a stay-home order so it never does become a lockdown, because that's not America.